Hello, Treacle, I'm Charlie, and thank you for clicking on what promises to be, at the very least, another little chat with me. Now, before I sat down to start making this video, I did and ah for a fair bit about whether I was going to start by trying to justify or explain away why this random black bird from London has any skin in the game and, you know, almost defending my feelings ahead of time. But I thought, absolutely not. I'm not going to do that. I am a proud black British patriot. I absolutely fucking love my country, but the state of it at the minute is shocking, and it literally hurts to see it go to hell in a handbasket. Because of the way that I look, it oftentimes may be assumed that I think in a particular way. But I want to make it so clear. There should be nothing ambiguous about the fact that now I finally feel like it's okay for me to say that I hate mass immigration. I hate these third world migrants coming in and raping women and children. I hate the state of the streets where there are evidently more of them. And for the longest time, it's always been a bit iffy to say that. If I was a white bloke and I was saying this, oh, he's so far right, oh my god, get him out of here. Mm-mm. England and British patriots just have to stand together and stand up for what is legitimately heartbreaking to me. I know I am not the only person, I am not the only British person that has cried about this, like actual physical tears. It makes me sick to my stomach when I see the boat footage. It makes me sick to my stomach when I'm out late walking my dog and there's a bunch of men that don't speak English that are trying to catcall me and talk to me in their language. It makes me feel physically sick when I go to places in London and I don't recognize the area anymore, and there are literal signs that have been taken down that were once signs in English and now replaced with signs that are in Arabic. I am vehemently opposed to this. I hate it. And I guess at this point, if somebody wants to call me a racist or a Islamophobe, I don't care anymore. I don't. I have spent so long worrying about what other people may think of me. And as you can tell, quite passionate about it. And I don't have these conversations with people because you can't have these conversations with people in your real life. There are so many people that would be disappointed or change their views or not feel the same way about me. But so be it. So fucking be it. So my time of tiptoeing around this situation and this discussion is done. It's so gone. And what I would absolutely love is if just one singular person who comes across this video, who maybe looks like me and feels a bit like me, says, yep, fuck it. I'm not going to tiptoe around it either. Because I know that there are so many more people that feel the way that I do, but we're scared to speak out because we have a government that is so. I can't even start with that because we'll be here until tomorrow. But ultimately, we're dealing with a bunch of pricks that, their social political agenda lies at the hands, at the absolute feet of the Middle East and of people that have no interest in the British people. And that's not even true. It's not that they don't have any interest in the British people, they have interest in the British land. That's what they want. They're not here to assimilate, and I'm so done with that word as well. They're not here to assimilate. Let's just use it for now. They're not here to run away from worn, torn areas. Case in point, I'm talking generally. Of course, there are some situations where immigration is necessary. But imagine having to run away from something so awful, and then your retaliation to that is to break into a country that doesn't want you. We don't want you. Let's just make that very, very clear. We don't want you. But imagine breaking in to a country that doesn't want you. Your retaliation is to rape and murder their people. When you say it out loud, it does sound a bit hyperbolic. It does sound a little bit like something off of a movie, but it isn't. It isn't. There are thousands and thousands and thousands of recollected stories of people that have or have not or have tried to speak out against the violent crime that comes from these specific types of people. And saying what is factual shouldn't be seen as problematic, shouldn't be seen as racist or Islamophobic. These words are just out of the window now. They don't even mean anything anymore. And I'm devastated. So let me give a very specific example of how I see it affect me on a personal level day to day. It's not even terrible, but it's just visually easy to see. I think that that's fundamentally my issue when people kind of come back with the whole what if isms and what about isms and yeah, but not all. Yeah, all right, love. It's okay. So I now live just on the edge of London. Still got a tube station. So I live just on the edge, live in Hertfordshire, Buckinghamshire. And I moved here about 7 years ago. It's a predominantly white area. I mean, I'm here. It's multiracial, but it isn't multicultural, and that's so important to me. So I will pin that for a second because I'm just going off the cuff here. I just know that I'm irritated and want to have a chat about it. So you'll have to bear with me as I try to get my thoughts together. But I moved here 7 years ago. As I said, predominantly white area, predominantly safe, clean. I didn't used to lock my front door. I I didn't used to lock my front door. People dream about that sort of stuff from like the 80s or whatever. Like, oh, back in the day, we didn't even lock the door and the kids are going outside and all playing with each other and it was all lovely. Stuff like that. I've seen it. I was born here. My family have been here for like 80 odd years. So we have seen this. I don't know why I'm doing that. It's not progression. It's. Anyway, in the last 2 years, we have had an influx of migrants, third world migrant, mostly men, and women as well. And the women are here in their things and they're here. The streets of my town are filthy now. There is litter everywhere. We've got some really lovely, like, local community that used to go out and litter pick. And some people just get together, like we've all got grabbers and just like go around the park or whatever. And there was barely any rubbish, but you just like whatever, kids with like wrappers and stuff. You just go around and just like pick up litter and leaves. We don't do it anymore. We do not do it anymore. And that was such a nice community based thing that was very kind of classic, true and case of where I live. Again, the fact that a lot of people didn't even lock their doors. We're in a group chat, a neighborhood group chat. In the last 6-7 months, every other day, public nuisance noise, public nuisance noise, loitering, littering, crimes, attempted burglaries in this group chat. You cannot tell me that it's just a coincidence. It's just a coincidence when a certain type of people move to a certain type of area, certain types of behaviors become more prevalent than ever. It's just like, it's very, very clear and very, very obvious that when a particular type of people with a different sort of culture come in and, what they do, their culture is obviously fine for them, but it doesn't really work here. We like to use bins. We don't want to litter. We don't like to spit on the street. We don't like to harass women and very young children on the streets. We don't like to sit on the park benches and just film. I've seen it. I've seen it. People have seen it. And our frustration once again comes from the fact that when you do want to kind of have these conversations, people get so up in arms and think that you're just another word people like to throw out is bigot or like fascist. And one of my gripes of it all, you kind of have to laugh about it because you will cry, but one of my gripes about it all as well is that people that would, call you these aforementioned words are the ones that you most want to have a conversation with because they're the ones that are sort of just like a bit, chickens for KFC sort of thing. These are the people that you want to have the most conversation with, but you can't because they're so fucking stupid and they won't hear you out. They won't listen. They throw out their buzzwords and sort of run around with their watermelon badges, screaming from the river to the sea and having no idea about what truly has, what that conflict really is. They haven't picked up a book about it. They don't know what's gone on for the last 70, 80 years over there. But they they pretend and they cosplay to care more about that than they give a fuck about their own country that they were born in, that supports them. It's the greatest country on the planet. And every country and every citizen of every country should have the right to say that about their own country. Everywhere else does it. Everywhere else does it. This isn't a prop. I've had it for 20 years. It comes absolutely everywhere with me. I've got a jacket with a Union Jack. I have a jacket with a Union Jack on the back. That's a bit annoying to say. And it's problematic. It's problematic. And I stopped wearing it, especially when I would get the train into London. I would be like wary about, where I was wearing it, who I was wearing it around. And it's like, no, I've made this jacket and I shouldn't only get to wear this jacket when I'm going down to a Tommy Robinson rally. No, I should get to wear it every fucking day if I want to. This is my country. This is Great Britain, but there's nothing great about it anymore. So to go back to the point that I had pinned about multiculturalism and multiracialism, I think on the back of this, obviously I'm black, so like, I'm of Indian Caribbean descent, and bloodlines are weird, aren't they? That's a different story for another day. But culture is so much more than the color of one's skin. It has so much to do with who you are, where you're brought up, faith and religion that you may or may not follow, and community. And I'm trying to be like careful with what I'm saying and how I'm saying this because I just know that I feel this way and I know that I'm aggravated about it, but it is quite hard to put your thoughts and feelings out onto video or speak them without having figured it out first. But we're just running with it. British people, I can hear my dog right now, so we love our dogs, we love our pubs, we like to go out. Women like to go out without feeling either condemned or sexually objectified just for wearing whatever she wants to wear. We like to dance. We like to have a sing-along. These are the things that make you part of a culture, not your skin color, right? That's just kind of like a really obvious blanket statement. Other cultures can be respected. Other cultures can be admired. Other cultures can be enjoyed. It's called a holiday. No? Take a holiday to Japan. You enjoy the rich, vibrant, amazing Japanese culture. China, Jamaica, wherever you want. Hold on, bub. Wait. You enjoy other cultures because they're in other places. It's quite hard to make this point, but I think it makes sense. I find it really hard to wrap my head around the idea of wanting to break in to a place or even go to a place whose culture is so misaligned with your own, is so opposite to what you do and how you live. I just can't fathom that. But when one says it, it it gives off problematic. But I'm just not sure why. You couldn't get me over there for love nor money. I mean, I wouldn't be allowed anyway. And if somehow I did, I'd probably end up getting killed. We care about human life in this country and we don't treat women like second class citizens. This is so upsetting to me. It is so. If you leave that faith You could die. And we give money, millions, to the mosques. Millions. We care about our people here. We care about our women and children here. We don't consider them as less than. And for the life of me, I can't get my head around it. I can't. It's a very particular type of people. It's a very particular type of religion, the religion of peace, right? Fuck, like, just the fact that people can actually say that and walk around and believe it is just wild to me. When in their holy book, it tells you that it's totally okay. I remember back in the day when the internet came around, the interwebs, and me and my mates would go on like gnarly websites like rotten.com. And at that point, I was like desensitized to it, I guess, but I couldn't watch it now without bursting into tears. But just watching beheadings, you know, and watching these terrorists just gallivanting around, just having not even an atom of respect for human life. And so when I go around in London and I see signs being replaced and I see things like Christmas not necessarily wanting to be called Christmas markets or Christmas festivities anymore to appease certain types of people who would kill me for entering their country or being who I am in their country, is a puzzle I just don't think I'm ever going to be able to solve. Okay, so this is getting on a bit, so let's wrap it up. But what I do want to say is, sort of to finish this off, is if you are somebody who feels like me and you're like, what can I do about it? Because I'm still figuring out what I can do about it as well. What can we do as the great British people to actually make impact and make a difference? Whilst I don't have any children personally, of course, I have children in my life that I love and adore, and I want a better future for them and their children. Of course, I do. I hopefully want to see a better England for me. I'm an old bird now, so time's ticking, but I just want to say, if you feel like me, don't know what to do, make a video, just like how I'm doing now. Just make a video, speak about it, talk about it. If you haven't got anybody close to you or someone in real life that you can talk about this with, then turn on your camera and make a video just like me. Have the conversations. Don't be scared of how you feel. There are other people that you can message me. We could talk about it for fucking days, mate. Message me. Just talk about it. Because many a great man, other than Charlie Kirk, has always said the violence starts when the talking stops. We don't want to be violent. And you can even look at violence in towards yourself. We can get extremely pent up and really aggravated and so stressed out, and it's not healthy. Don't stay in your echo chamber. Have the conversations that you want to have. Leave the house, touch grass. Don't get yourself caught up in that, because that's when horrible things start to happen, and you've got to preserve your sanity and sense of self and your well-being. If enough of us speak up about it, if enough of us show up to the things that we're supposed to show up to, something has just eventually got to give. Because I didn't sign up to live in this Britain. I certainly didn't. But anyway, darling, that is it. Until the next video.